chocolate is awesome. And finally, I'm in Switzerland. I think I buy all the chocolate I want. I wonder what makes it different. I know. I should call this guy.
Oh, Jonathan is calling.
Hello? Clemente, how are you?
Hi, Jonathan, how are you?
Fine, man. Hey, man, I'm in Switzerland.
Oh, in Switzerland? That's cool, man.
And I'd like to know something about Swiss chocolate. Do you know something about it?
First of all, we need to know about geography. Yeah, it is important. Let's take a look on the Swiss surroundings and how the cocoa, the raw material of the chocolate, is introduced to the country. Switzerland is a country in Central Europe, bordered by Germany in the north, Liechtenstein and Austria in the east, Italy in the south, and France in the west. The country has no official capital, but the de facto capital is Bern. Besides, it is separated into 26 different cantons, which are basically Swiss provinces. Each one of them has its own parliament and constitution, which makes them basically a mini-state inside of Switzerland. This country is very mountainous, and one of the most recognized symbols of Switzerland are the Alps. Now, back to the chocolate, let's see. It's important to know that there is no seaports in Switzerland, but has fluvial connections through the Rhine River. That comes from the Alps, exactly on Basileas port, where the river begins to be navigable. Like I said before, the cocoa is the raw material for the chocolate production, and as almost everything in Switzerland, it has to be imported. In this case, from America and Africa, which are the main exporters worldwide, especially Africa. However, due to the lack of seaports, there are three options abroad where the Swiss chocolate industry can procure the cocoa. I mean, in the Antwerp port in Belgium, the Rotterdam port in Netherlands, and the Hamburg port in Germany.
Interesting. Listen, man, I don't know. Do you know something about the history of chocolate?
History? No, man. No, you need to call Daniel. He is the one.
Daniel? Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah.
anytime. Bye.
Of course.
You know what? Now I should try to talk with Daniel. He studies history and he probably knows more about chocolate. Let's try. Hey, hello Daniel. I'm in Switzerland and I figured out the history of chocolate. Do you know something about it?
Hello, my friend. Of course, I know about the history of chocolate. The cocoa bean, even so, it was the Aztecs. They drank hot chocolate as early as the 14th century. The first European that proved this drink may well have been the same Christopher Columbus. But was Hernán Cortés the first person to send cocoa bean to Europe? From 1819 onwards, the names started to appear that still symbolize Swiss quality today. Franco Luis Kohler founded the first mechanized chocolate production facility. This was where milk chocolate was invented. Philip Suchard, a confectioner from 1826 onwards, also chocolate manufacturer.
Okay, thank you Daniel. Oh, I just remembered that Santiago, an old friend of mine, lives here and he's the CEO of a big company. Maybe I should try to visit him. Let's go.
ChocoSwiss represents the common interest of the Swiss chocolate industry in dealing with public entities, leading business organizations, unions, and the public. The main purpose of this association is to protect the good reputation of Swiss chocolate worldwide. Now let me tell you about the economy. Swiss chocolate companies are very competitive in the global market. In order to pass the international market standard, the Swiss chocolate industry will have to overcome with quality the production of its competitors because they can compete in quantity. That is why Switzerland imports raw materials at favorable price and then transforms it into products with a high level of quality. One example of innovation and technology in Switzerland is Volcano. In 2009 was Switzerland the discoverer of the ideal chocolate, which everyone would like to buy, a chocolate that neither fattens nor melts and doesn't melt even under hot condition, and also has 9% fewer calories than regular chocolate, without losing the taste, which is nice and crispy and gives off an interesting aroma.
Jonathan, another thing that you need to know is about the cultural values. For example, San Nicolas. The children memorize the saying to present it to him, and in exchange they receive candies, fruits, and especially chocolate bars. The history tells that San Nicolas' assistant Shmutzil was in charge to punish the bad behavior children with a cane. That was a long time ago, but nowadays the history is still used to threaten those children who don't obey to their parents. Another example is chocolate, eggs, and bunnies. Early Easter, a few weeks before, you can find chocolate eggs and bunnies on the business displays. The custom begins with the parents hiding the chocolate around their home, and the children have to find them. This practice is known all over the country.
Jonathan, some important symbol and aspect that represent Switzerland are Toblerone and chocolate bar because represent the Swiss Alps, and also the package has the Swiss mountain and symbol of a beer chew. Some artists demonstrate the value of cocoa, among them the most famous painting that inspired many artists afterwards was the work of Swiss painter Jean-Étienne Lyotard, called the Chocolate Girl.
Now I know more about this amazing product. When eating Swiss chocolate again, I will think everything that it represents.